Hello, friends and lovers, welcome back to Breath of the Wild. I am NintendoCapriSun, and it's very hot out here. Not so hot as to necessitate a change of clothes just yet. Besides, with that ice sword on my back, I kinda see my temperature is relatively low, actually. Maybe that's not such a bad thing. I still have a speed up potion that's about to run out in, like, a couple of minutes here, but I guess you can see that already. So, I just got back from Count Bravo, just thought I'd do a little recording sesh here after the rather interesting drive, I'll say. That was something. Ended up with two highway closings. The 401 was closed for like 20 miles, I guess. So. And then I-75 was closed. I'm like, holy crap, dude. So, but you know what? I made it. Home safe. So I can't complain too much here. I guess I could complain more about this Alphas, but you know what? Yeah, what's there to complain about? I mean, you would have to have a pretty awesome life if that was something that was really that much worth complaining about. But hey, okay, where was I even headed here? I don't actually know. We're just gonna kind of take things easy in the episode, you know, because taking things easy is what I do best. Not really. It's gonna bother me. I don't have that last stamina upgrade. And you know what's funny? I actually have enough, whatever those things are called, spirit orbs, to go get it right now if I wanted to. Well, let's just look around. Might be like a flower puzzle or something too. Wait, I didn't just see it, did I? Oh, it's actually getting cold out here. Well, Link. Well, that's one thing about the desert, I guess it kind of gets annoying, is the temperature is always rapidly fluctuating between piss hot and piss cold. And sometimes just piss, you know. There it is, I knew I'd see you out here somewhere. Yeah, so just getting back from Count Bravo was a good time all around. Honestly, probably one of the best cons I've been to in years. There are certain ones that just stand out to me. PAX East 2015 was another one that I couldn't even tell you anything specific that happened at that one. It was just good. But there was a lot of, like, I don't know, I felt like the community was just so very alive. Alright, where'd you go? Did I pan the camera right past you? Because I know I have been prone to do that. Maybe I should have paid more attention to what direction I was going. Or you could just die. No, alright. Hey, aren't you supposed to die? Here. Now you're frozen in bones. It's frozen in bones, baby. Alright, where is this flower? Seriously. Oh, I see it. It's way over there. Huh. Strengthen Zalvo, I don't care about you. Yeah, it was just a good time. One of the highlights is that it's not that I, like, wasn't expecting it or anything, but one of the big highlights was actually a panel run by Miss Sayanella. She actually got her own panel, and it was just... It's like, how do you say that without sounding like, oh my god, she got her own panel? But like, totally, she deserved it, because man, if you look at where she came from, and like, how far she has come, it is just astounding. Like, anyone who has ever felt, you know, uncomfortable about socializing or speaking in public, you know, she's like exactly the kind of person that you can relate to. Because she's been through basically every stage of all the hell that comes with it. And she's come out as an incredibly strong and inspirational person. And I know it sounds like I'm probably just kissing it. But I mean, I say that, you know, not just as someone, not just as a fan, but as a friend as well. It's just amazing to see how far someone can come. And if you ever want to know, like, I really hope that someone puts that panel up on YouTube, because she said a lot of things there that I felt like I even needed to hear a little bit. And, you know, just things about, you know, doing whatever you do, you take pride in it, you know, and you do it ultimately for yourself. And not to try to please other people, not to try to get views, not to try to make money or become famous or any of all that gobbledygook. Just, you know... Oh, I can't, like, talk about this and do this at the same time. Let me look at the map real quick here. Okay, so I'm way off track here, but, yeah, it's over this way a little bit. Another skeleton over here that's more facing the east way. Oh, I see that Lizalfos there. I'm not gonna fall for it, though. Is it really that far? Okay, yeah, it's on the other side of this big rock here. But yeah, it kind of reminded me of a lot of things that I, have said in the past. And, it's just weird, It's weird how, time can go by and you can go through some... I mean, I even remember posting, or not posting, but talking about this before. How sometimes I would read a post on Reddit or something, just randomly, and it would stick with me, It would remind me of something that I didn't like about myself, and it would just stick with me, And I couldn't stop thinking about it, and I would constantly be trying to improve that one tiny little thing that I was doing. Whether it was, like, pronouncing something weird, or just, stuff. Okay, are you gonna be up here, or are you not? Oh, I see. It's one of you. Okay. Ooh, it is. It's another flower trail. Up here on these skeletons like this, though, man, I tell you. Oh, well, maybe this won't be too bad. But yeah, something that I kind of... you know what's funny is that I was... Like, whenever... I can tell when I'm inspired by something, because I'll have it stuck in my head, and then I'll start rehearsing it. Like, what I want to say about it, or what I feel about it. And I was doing that on the drive home. It's like I couldn't stop thinking about it. Just the whole idea of, finding, something that you love and just doing it, not worrying about what it's, the ramifications of it or what comes of it financially or otherwise. But just do it because it's what makes you you, And I was kind of reminded of a review that I wrote on ePinions a long time ago. Yeah, and it's, I don't know, the movie that I was reviewing at the time, it's not exactly a movie that most people, I think, would... It's American Beauty, right? If you've seen that, you know what I'm talking about. It's a weird movie. But something I said in that review, I was just reading it a couple nights ago, because sometimes I go back and read those reviews to bring back memories and stuff. And something I said in that review that I kept coming back to was that beauty has no opposite. Oh, here it is. Here's the Korok that I couldn't get before because I kept getting struck by lightning. I knew we'd come back to this one eventually. Yeah, beauty has no opposite. What we say, I mean, I know that ugly is a word and everything, but ugly is really only just a word that we assign to the idea of the lack of beauty. Kind of like how... Uh-oh. Oh, that's right, this block was like down here somewhere. Whoa, I think I just did it. Holy crap! Okay, well, if you take a look at the time in the lower right corner, you can see how long it actually took me to do that. Thankfully, I wasn't commentating for most of it, so... Blah-de-de-da. I kind of feel like maybe I should fly to this? I don't know. We'll figure it out when we get there. Yeah, I was saying, well, what was I even saying before? Well, I was talking about beauty has no opposite, that what we say, when we say ugly, I think we're only... I mean, I don't know, everybody has something different, for what they think something means. I personally think that when the word ugly is just a word for when something is lacking beauty, that there is no actual such thing, as in, like they say there's no such thing as darkness. That's just the absence of light. So I guess, when you think of things like racism and homophobia and all that crap, that's ugly, because there's no beauty, nobody gains anything from that. That doesn't contribute anything to society, that mentality. I'm going the wrong way, too. Oh, it's over here. But yeah, so, like, if you ever think that you're not good enough for something, don't ever think that. Because you are beautiful. Everyone's beautiful. There's no such thing as an ugly person, as far as I'm concerned. And it's funny because, this coming from the guy who routinely calls himself ugly, I know it's kind of hypocritical, but... I mean, I don't know. I have no counter-argument for that, really, do I? Oh, well, thank goodness they're mostly weaklings out here. I guess you could say monsters are ugly. I don't know. In some ways, I guess monsters are healthy for people to create because it gives them an outlet for that little... that, like, people feel bad, for having... for seeing things as ugly, and they want somewhere to take that out, like... Because maybe it's only natural for people to... Oh, wait, hang on here. I'm gonna get on top of this. Oh, I keep drifting off the subject like a dumbass. This guy's shooting fire arrows over here. I don't even know what his deal is. But yeah, oh, he's gonna hit me if I'm not careful here. Are you gonna blow the horn now? You're gonna do that now? I'm just gonna have to get up here and shoot your butt. That's all I'm gonna have to do. There's a magnesis puzzle in there. Holy mackerel. You can't shoot me with my climbing. I need that picture of the guy pointing to his head when I say that. You can't shoot me if I'm climbing. Alright. Yeah, but whatever it is that you're, that you want to do, whatever it is that makes you happy, that's what you have to go for. And sometimes you'll run into something in life where you feel like this is not what I wish I was doing, but maybe it's what I have to do, just to pay the bills or whatever. Even in that case... Oh, yes, we got a treasure here. Even in that case, it's like you're stuck with something, you might as well put your all into it if you can. I mean, I don't know, it's like, the only reason I even think of that is because when we go to this con, we routinely go to this place called The Works, which is a burger place. And it's really good. They got some great burgers there, let me tell you. But I noticed that, like, the waitresses in that place are total badasses. I mean, they're just, like, constantly running around. Not walking, but running. Well, maybe not full-on run, like sprinting, but they're just constantly moving, from one table to the next, and there's, like, steps in there, so they're going up the stairs and down the stairs and left and right and just every which way but loose. And I can't imagine having that much willpower at any job. I mean, I know I did a lot when I was in the bakery, but almost every other day I was like, God damn it, I can't do this, I just can't freaking do this. Like, how does a person find it in themselves to give it their all, to push themselves to the point of exhaustion every single day and just never stop? How do they do that? How does anybody do that? But then, I guess it's just that some people have learned how, to give it their all regardless of what they're doing. Because at the end of the day, you're doing it for a reason. It's not like you're just wasting your time. I mean, you're doing it to pay the rent, you're doing it to raise a kid, you're doing it to save up for a Nintendo Switch. I mean, ultimately, you have some goal that's going to serve what you love or what makes you you somewhere out there at the end of the day. And it may take weeks, months, or even years to get there, but you will get there. It's just that you really... But the only way to do it is just to stick with it, and there's that shrine. Okay, that's what I was doing down here, too. I knew there was something more important than what I'm doing currently, but there we go. Yeah, but I wanted to go down and look at those cactuses. We're finally going to get to do that. Sorry if this episode's going a little slow here. I don't know. I hadn't made up in my mind that I was going to talk about this a little bit while I was here. But yeah, just seeing those waitresses, it's like... I mean, it's just waitresses, I mean, you see that every day. It's not... Well, you don't see that every day, but, But they go in and they do it every day, and somehow they find it in themselves to just go the extra mile and make sure their customers are happy, and that's inspiring to me. Because I never... I mean, I didn't really deal with customers when I was in the bakery, so I guess I don't really know. I suppose, that everyone finds inspiration somewhere. I guess when you're interacting with other people... or when you're good at interacting with other people, you can draw, on the strength you get from them, because that happens a lot, I guess, when I actually find it in myself to interact with somebody, I always draw a great deal of strength from that. It's like that comic that I posted on Facebook, where the guy hugs the girl, and he gets recharged up to 100%. It's like, that's how interacting with people is, you get a good one, and it just gives you the will to keep going, to keep pushing at it, whatever it is you're doing. Regardless of, whether or not it's fun. I guess now we're going to have to do this over. There's no way I'm getting to that. Let's try this one more time. Alright, let's try this instead. Rivali, help me out here. You're the only way I'm going to get the speed up. Well, actually, they probably intended you to use a sand seal to get this one, if I'm being honest here. But Oh, since when have I ever been honest? No, I'm just kidding. How far away is this thing? That's I might actually blow... Oh, I can't blow a second one. That's it. That's all I got. And I'm running out of time up there. Ooh, this is gonna be close. This is gonna be really close. You know what? I think it's worth it. Oh, this is gonna take forever, but... yeah, it's gonna be hot for a little bit, Link, but it'll be worth it when you get that Korok seed, let me tell you. Yes! Blazing hot. It's always worth it when you get to the end of the day and you realize, oh, it's over, I can finally go home and do what I want. You know, whether or not it's something you love. Like, I know so many artists who have sent me stuff, and every single thing that they've ever sent me is something beautiful, because it's something that they put a lot of love into, they put themselves into it. I could picture them, like, sitting down with a pen and paper saying, I'm gonna draw this for this guy, and I'm... like, there's no amount of... what's the word? Gratitude? Yeah, gratitude, there we go. That's such a hard word to think of. There's no amount of gratitude that I could ever, you know, fully express for how much I appreciate. Like, I have pictures hanging all on my walls that people have done. This picture of Yoshi sitting on a toilet full of eggs that Masay did for me. I have this one over here, me in a So Happy shirt from Emily. And I got this one that's like, keep calm and take a dump on the toilet. You know, and this is like, this represents time that people have taken out of their day. Just because they like you, because they love you, and they want to do this for you. And that's just amazing to me. Sorry, I went the wrong way. We're getting too close to the edge of the map here, and now everything's going all blurry. Let's see if we can't get away from that. Ugh, boy, this is ugly. Well, there I go. I just said it. I said ugly. Yeah, I mean, when you're talking about, like, inanimate objects, or scenery, or stuff that doesn't have feelings... you know, that's where a term like ugly probably has more... I don't know. Well, why can't I think of the words today? Like, when something is coherent, or when something matters to something, is pertinent to the discussion. It's not pertinence, though. It was a different word than that. Whatever it was, I can't think of it right now. So let's go get that shrine already. I've done enough Koroks here to raise a small family, or a forest. But still, it is cool to be out here. Okay, so... now we should be able to go back and tell that girl now that her drink is ready, so she can get up and go get it, you know? Yet again, with, like, this whole thing of someone not having the will to go on until they realize that there's a reward at the end of it. That's what makes life so hard, though, is not everybody knows. You know, you don't know what's coming. You don't know if there's a light at the end of the tunnel, or if it's just going to be a train, you know, coming after you. The only thing you can really do is just, you know, keep on going, because the only way you can ever truly fail is if you just stop altogether. Then you're guaranteed to fail. Then you're guaranteed to never know what the results would have been if you'd stuck with it. That's why I say you just have to find what motivates you and go with that. Sometimes even just finding what motivates you can be tricky, though, because you can try stuff, and it ends up not being your thing, really. I mean, I've had that numerous times, even certain types of video games. I've tried to get into, well, you know, like more of the, like, first-person shooters and stuff, and I just never... I mean, they're fun sometimes, but then other times... I guess it depends on the game, really. Actually, you're not going to rot here. Huh? She's like, oh my god, there really is a drink out there for me. Did you say best noble pursuit ever? Pfft, I am gone. I am so there, man. And away she goes. Well, you're running in heels in the sand. That might be part of the reason why you collapsed. Call me crazy here. I don't know. These Gerudos, I tell you, man, they're a fickle bunch. But hey, we can finally do this shrine and do a little puzzle. You know, I can't help but feel like sometimes I get to a point where I'm repeating the same things over and over again. But I always feel compelled to remind people that they're beautiful. More beautiful than a loading screen, that's for sure. Wait, this is a blessing? You're gonna bless me because all I did was get somebody a drink and I didn't even get it for them. I just told them where to go to get it. Because apparently she didn't know that they were selling Noble Pursuits in her own hometown. That's too bad. Oh well. Hey, Masei's... Well, it's Misei, but it's close enough. Masei's blessing. That's what that panel was, too. It was a blessing. Diamond! I mean, you don't need me to tell you this because you guys all know her. I assume that at least... I don't know, I'm assuming here that at least 75% of those of you who are watching know who she is, or at least have seen her work. So, you know as well as I do what a blessing she is. But enough of this. Oh my god. I always feel so awkward saying. This is a weird thing when you get to be sort of like, you know, you get sort of popular, you know? Every time you go and leave a comment on a video, it's like you don't know if you can actually do it because people are going to see it and think, oh, he's just promoting his channel, you know? It's like, I'd love to just be able to just interact with people and leave comments on videos and not have to worry about, you know, and that's the thing, you shouldn't worry about that. You shouldn't worry about what people are going to think of you. But then the problem is sometimes they still think it, you know, and sometimes that determines, you know, they'll go and tell their friends, oh, this guy's an asshole. You know, this guy's like trying to, he's just out to looking out for himself. I don't know. But it's like I see an Honest Trailers video or a video by Boogie or something. You know, Boogie's actually about to go in for that surgery. That's going to be pretty exciting to see where that takes him. Once again, he figured out what he wanted, or well, what he needed to do, and he's just going and doing it, you know. And there ain't nothing going to stop him. There's rocks out here. I think for the most part we're pretty much done with the desert, except for one big thing, which you can kind of see in the distance there. You know what? I don't know why we're not shield surfing here. Woo! Yeah, look at me go! I know! We're going uphill suddenly. I should drink another potion, I really should. Nah, that's okay. We have another hill coming up here. We'll just surf again, that's what we'll do. Black smoke. Is that the smoke monster? Yeah. Shield surfing time, here we go. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Catching the inside of a wave here. Even if it's not. This is still faster than walking. This is still faster than walking. That's not faster than walking. Okay. Well, is it? I don't know. Be happy to take those snow boots out for a ride as soon as we get up into that area. And now it's cold again. There we go. So now I have cold and heat resistance. How about that? Why didn't I just wear that the entire time? Oh, sorry, Link. Unfortunately, there is no resistance for exhaustion. Just takes us right back into that whole discussion again. You know, and there's this huge mentality in the world that, you know, people say, well, oh, you got it easy because what you do is not physically demanding. You know, like artists and stuff, people say, oh, well, that's easy, all you're doing is putting a pen to paper, but there's so much self-consciousness that goes into art. Like, when I draw my water hands, me and Mary both, when we did this on Mario Paint, we were constantly erasing things and redrawing different aspects and features of the characters. Because all it takes is for just one little thing to look out of place or to look, you know, unusual. And then you feel totally self-conscious about it and you think, oh god, that looks so stupid. Or, you know, and in the end, people are more prone to judge their own art than to judge that of others. I guess that's only natural. Are we even going the right way here? Yeah, we are. Well, we're walking right past it is what we're doing. Get over here. Boy, a lot of people playing Splatoon 2 today. I'm actually thinking I might just go ahead and get that game. See what all the fuss is about. Because I'll tell you, man. I never did play the first one. Okay, this puzzle here. This is definitely one you would want to do at night. And climbing here might also be a good thing. I can already see one of the balls here. Wait, that's not a ball, that's a torch. But there might be a ball next to it. The problem is, well, you're gonna blow your Rivali's Gale real quick in here. So basically there's 7 statues, and there's 7 little things down there where you can put balls in them. And the balls are kind of just all randomly spread out around amongst the statues, either on them, on top of them, or in their hands, or under them, or behind them. And you basically just have to go find them all and put them in their corresponding place. Like so. Here's one right here. Looks kind of like an eyeball. We're going to take this. Excuse me, we're going to take this. Hello? Do I have to magnesis this? Well, fortunately, magnesis makes the balls very easy to find. Let's just drop that off there. Because you can see them all around. Well, actually, you know what? Are those even balls? Is there actually 4 of them just sitting out here? Oh, man. Well. Okay. I'm debating whether or not I should get all the balls down here first. Or just go ahead and start putting them in. I see. Okay, there's one over there by the sword. Let's get them all in the middle first. And then we'll just go from there. As in, like so. Grab you. Well, that's the one I just dropped off the statue right there, so... no harm done. It's 11:45, so... well, of course, then again... if it's 11:45, that means the old guys are going to start coming out. That one was buried a little bit. But as before... okay, so I can see 5 of them right now. I can see for miles and miles. Alright, so where are the other 2? Well, that's the real trick, isn't it? We gotta find them. Huh. Wait, I see one right over there. How did I not see that one before? It was just sitting right out there. I can't believe 4 of them were like already just sitting there ready for us. Yeah, with this being a lot more time well, of course, by the time we get this done, it will feel like it was time consuming, let's be honest here. Alright, so you just nestle your ass right on in there. And that gives us... I thought that gave us a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... oh, 6 right behind me. Let's go ahead and get you in the middle, too. I said... get you in the middle. Didn't have a good grip on you there. Okay. Oh, man. I feel like we're, like, coming out of PE class or something, and they want us to put all the balls away. Alright. Let me check something real quick here. Because one of them, I think, might actually already be in one of the holes. And if that's the case, I wouldn't be able to necessarily see it. Unless I was right next to the hole. Yeah, let's just hang glide it. There's not. Yeah, figuring out which ball goes in which hole is the easy part. We just have to get there first. Is that... no? Thought I saw one in the distance there. Yeah, there's one right there. Oh man, well this is brilliant. We have all 7 balls. Alright. Let's move you out first. And we're just basically going to do these in order here. So we're going to start with number 1. What you want to do is look on the sword and see what symbol... wait, not the sword? Wait a minute. Or we might want to start with a different statue. Maybe get a better sense of... you know, like try a statue that's actually in the light, for one thing. That would help. Because I can definitely see, because if I see the same thing on that one, then I'm going to know. I was looking at the wrong... yeah, I'm looking at the wrong thing here. Actually, it might be... it might be right there. I think that is what it is. Well, if that's the case... huh. You might actually have to get up really close to see what the symbol is. Okay, so we got a pause symbol here. And that's on number 7, right? So, pausing is the last thing you do. Because we don't use VCRs anymore. So, pause 7. Oh my god, this sand is royally getting in my boots, man. Hey, this one doesn't have a symbol. What's going on here? Maybe there are different spots on each statue, huh? That is more than likely what the answer is here. Well, so much for doing this overnight. The sun's coming up. That's okay, though. Let me see here. Let's see much here. Well, that kind of looks like something there, but I don't really know. I don't know. Maybe we can come back to that one later. 6 will be the mysterious one. Just like World 6 and Super Mario Bros. 3 is mysterious. There's not one on here either. Well, gosh begolly, I tell you, man. So 7 is pause, 6 is mysterious, what is 5? 5, we have a symbol. It is an S. 5S. 5 looks like the letter S, so that's easy. What about 4? I should have stayed over there and looked at it from the right. That's where my instinct is telling me, but since when do I listen to that? Number 4. 4 is 8. Okay. 4 is half of 8, so 4 is 8. 5 is S, 7 is pause. Number 3 has the broken sword, on which the symbol is probably right in front of us here. 3 is O, because 3 looks like a sideways pair of boobs, which gives you the O, so 3 is O. This is how you remember things, you know? You have to just associate, you have to make associations. It's the best way to do it. Oh, well, I ran out of range on... Oh, I can't look any further up. Link, you can't crane your neck back any further? You sure about that? 2 might be another mysterious one for the time being. Yeah, I mean, you can actually climb up these things and look all around. Some of them, the symbol might be on top of the hands or something. I don't really know. Number 1. What about you, number 1? Ah, number 1's down by the feet. Did I check number 2's feet? Number 2 doesn't have any feet. Number 2's feet are buried. Well, sorry to hear that, number 2. Doesn't look like you'll be going anywhere, but number 1 is... We can figure out 2 and 6 by... No, number 1 is the comma. How do you associate that? Well, my way of doing it would be the number 1 joke in the world, which is, what is the difference between a cat and a comma? A cat has its claws at the end of its paws, and a comma has its paws at the end of its claws. Number 1 joke. Therefore, comma is number 1. Association. That's how we do it. So comma goes in number 1. Why don't we just look at the balls and judge by... Well, be that way about it. Get in there. There we go. It's not going to light up or anything to tell you that you're right, so that's a little unfortunate, but whatever. 7 was pause. We can just go ahead and put this in here. So apparently this puzzle has its pause at the end of its something. This is boobs, which was 3. Because 3 looks like boobs and 3 gives you the O. But why does that mean that boobs are 3? I don't remember. 3 is boobs, right? It wasn't 3... Well, 3 is O, right? Hang on. Shit, I don't remember. Was 3 O? Because why did I say all that stuff about O? Okay, yeah, 3 is O. My bad. Oh, that's not boobs, that's 8. Okay, 8, which is double what 4 is. Nope. 4 is half of 8, so there you go. Now where's the O? Right there. Let's put you in number 3. The only ones we're not sure about now are 2 and 6. 5 was S, because 5 looks like S. It's not really an S, but it kind of is. It has that little bit on top and bottom sticking out there. So yeah, 5 is S. That leaves only 2 possibilities, so all we gotta do is try one and then the other here. V, I'm going to assume is 2. Although V would be easier to associate with 6, because Roman numerals and stuff like that. And this is... 7 is pause. That, I'm not even sure what you would call that symbol. Chevron or something? Guess I was right! Man! When I'm good, I'm just good, you know? I'll tell you what, guys. Man. Yeah, but sure as the sun comes up, I tell you, you know? You just gotta stick with it. Stick with that old thing called life, because... I mean, that's another thing I always used to say, was that life is like a casino. You know, you gamble for free, so why not? It's like, every day there's a chance of something to happen, a chance for miracles. Well, I actually got that from Angels in the Outfield. The old lady in that says something like, well, he asks her, do you believe in angels? And she says, I believe in the possibility of miraculous things happening, which is what makes every day of life worth getting up for. And that's always stuck with me, you know. It's true, every day is worth getting up for because you just don't know what's going to happen. You know, because it's so easy to look at the past and say, well, judging by... And we do that with people, you know. We say, oh, if he was a killer in the past, you know, when they put you on trial, they say, oh, he's going to be prone to do that because he's done it before. But that's not how destiny works. You know, destiny is way too fickle for that. In the words of Benjamin Linus, destiny is a fickle bitch. I gotta get rid of a weapon here, so what are we gonna do? Get rid of that, and then we get rid of this. And we're going to open. So you just find what you love and nail it. I've said that like 8 times now, I'm sorry. I feel like I'm kind of repeating myself here. It's just, I wish I could even begin to put into words the way Massey in that panel. I mean, she went straight on for like 20 minutes and just laid it right out on the line and said everything that any human being could ever possibly need to hear. And I just don't, I can't even come up with words to describe that, you know. She took questions later on and I asked her, what do you do for video tags? Because that's always one thing on YouTube that I've kind of wrestled with, is video tags, you know, what do you really use? And, I was actually relieved at her answer, because she told me basically that she does the exact same thing I do. Like, if you guys are listening and you're trying to make YouTube videos, as a general rule, the more tags you have, the better. Or so I've heard. But definitely don't forget to use, like, if you're doing, again, just any tag that even remotely has to do with what you're doing. Like, when I do these videos, I have, like, Breath of the Wild as a tag. All one word. Or not one word, but, like, with spaces in between them. Because sometimes people will search for stuff with spaces. And if you have that phrase in your tags, you're going to be more likely to show up in the search results. So you don't just want breath and then of and then the and then wild. It won't even count of and the anyway, because those are such common words. But you want to have, like, Breath of the Wild as a phrase, and then breath by itself, and then wild. And maybe Zelda Breath of the Wild as a phrase. And then Breath of the Wild gameplay. And also gameplay by itself. Same thing with Let's Play. With and without the apostrophe. I'm telling you, there's so many, like, I mean... And then TLOZ, don't forget that one, TLOZ. All of my Zelda LPs pretty much have TLOZ in the tags somewhere. Also put yourself in the tags, like you put NCS in the tags and NintendoCapriSun. So that way if someone's looking you up because they've seen your name, you know, it always helps to do that. It's not as easy to find YouTube profiles as it used to be. It used to be you just type in their name after the URL, and now it's like, oh, I don't really know if that works anymore. I feel like I must be up to an hour already, but it sure doesn't feel like that. Anyway, well, I'm so glad we got that done. I did not want to do that puzzle, let me tell you. At least not, I didn't want to do it before, I'm glad I did it now. So I'm kind of fascinated by this little mountain range over here. I want to see what this is. There's like water over here. This looks like it'd be really beautiful, and I don't think I've ever been here. It's funny because, like, you can visualize different parts of the world. Like, you see right over here is where we grind for arrows. But I don't know how these parts connect to each other. It's like, I might have seen this mountain in the background when I was flying over here to get arrows, but I don't really know what it looks like over there. There's, like, so much here. But I think, for the most part, we've pretty much cleared out the desert. Save possibly for 1 or 2 stray Koroks? I don't know, man. At some point, I'll just have to get in here and get like an interactive map and see. The jury's still out as to whether I'm going for 900 of those. I can guarantee you I will get at least 441 though. Because 441 is what you need to get all the upgrades, so we definitely will do that. Okay, apparently there's a Korok on top of a pillar I never got over here. Could have sworn I did. That's really strange. Maybe there's 2 on top of pillars and I just got one of them? That's really strange, I'll tell you what, man. Oh, my land, I tell you. Pretty sure it's not this pillar. I want to say it's a little further up. Like, higher up, I mean. Well, you know, I mean, better to be safe than sorry here. I don't want to come all the way back here like, oh, you remember that pillar that I walked past like 10 minutes ago? Well, it turns out he was on top of that one. We need climbing gear. Hey, the weather's getting better, alright. What? How's there... You gotta be kidding me. Oh my god. Because it's a long way to fall. Haha, you can't see me. He's like, where'd he go, man? Where'd he go? Well, I'll tell you where I went in a second here. Surprise! Go over here. Oh, he's like looking the other way. He's still looking for me out there. Wow. Well, I suppose now's as good a time as any to shove a lightning bolt up your ass. Alright, where's my master sword at here? We ain't wasting no time here. Oh, get those legs, man. Get the legs, yeah, that's right. Go for the legs, it might be my only chance of stopping them. Or, you know what? I'm out of here. Screw this crap, I've had it! I've had it! I ain't no Mr. Cool. I'm glad I checked that out before I ran all the way over there to those other columns. That would have been a complete waste of time. These are the columns in question here. And there's more Guardians. You know, look out for those things. You just never know when they're gonna turn up. It's probably that same one I was just fighting, too. He's over there like, hey, come back here! I'm not finished with you! Damn! Oh, look at this. Just no stamina whatsoever. No stamina. There he is. You little stinker. I knew I was missing one around here somewhere. I knew I had to be. There was no way. Well, say goodbye to the desert. It was nice knowing you. It was nice exploring you. But we are officially donezo with you and with everything that you represent. Holy crap, what is that? Oh, that's the camel. Oh my god. Didn't realize we were a spectacle rock here. Alright, yeah, one more Rivali's Gale. Let's go ahead and blow it. We won't need another one for a while here. I'm kind of just going to walk along the top of this mountain range here. And that should take us over to these mountains that I'm so curious about that I want to see before the end of the episode here. I think Link should, like, put his feet up before he lands here, because otherwise he's scraping the tops of his feet on the rock when he lands. And that's kind of... wouldn't be so pretty, you know? You wouldn't be walking again for a few days, I can tell you that. Can I get on some land here that I can walk on so I can look around? Seriously? It's very annoying. Of course, reality is annoying, you know? Besides, we got some rocks here. And I still have a hammer. Picking up the good stuff, baby. This is the new stuff, is the new stuff. Okay, and there's that puzzle I solved way back when. For once, I'm actually happy that it's daytime. Oh, and I had the colors inverted when I did that puzzle too. Doggone it all. Yeah, I was over here talking about my... whatever. So wait, there's like a snowy mountain up here too? How could there be something that big and me never see it? I thought, like, the snowy mountain was over there. Like the red ones. Well, they are over there, kind of. It's like the plateaus and whatever. Eventually we will have to look at that. This is a Guardian that I've already killed, but the Blood Moon just brought him back. So should we kill him again, or should we just let him go? Because if he did, you'd say I was a slack-er. He doesn't seem to be noticing me, and as long as he doesn't, I'm content to just keep running here. Yeah, so we're kind of going along the top of the mountain range here, East Gerudo Mesa. I'm not sure, there is a Korok coming up here, but I think I might have already gotten it. This is where I kind of get a little hazy. Oh, this poor guy got messed up, didn't he? Look at this, on his side and everything. Was it a warrior, or was it the weather that destroyed him? Because I sure couldn't tell you at this point. They're both equally threatening. What is... oh, that's another one down there. Oh, look at that guy. Just having the time of his life down there, running around like he's on a conveyor belt. That too! Oh my gosh, that. On my first playthrough, I spent so much time down there riding on horses. Oh. And I almost put a little thing there. A homing beacon, whatever you call it. Today has not been the best of days for thinking of words. This guy is sleeping the way I sleep, with one leg stretched out like that and the other one bent. That is the best way to sleep. And also put a pillow between your legs. Always put a pillow between your legs. That just feels so good. There's no way this thing is alive. Okay, well, he wasn't. These wolves are alive. Did you guys take this thing down? Because I'll tell you what. If you did, that's pretty impressive. Oh no, that thing did stick. Here, wait, let me delete that. There. Getting a little crazy here. There is a shrine up here, so we may be able to get that before the end of the video. So at least we can say we've done something since we started this whole ridiculous excursion. Let me also change my weapon here, because that hammer just looks heavy, you know, on Link's back. You don't wish it on him, you know. Alright, should be just around the right side of this mountain here. Not sure. Oh man, that camel looks cool. This shot right here is just the epitome of Gerudo Town, you know, or Gerudo Desert in general. I mean, I'll tell you what. Now you can kind of see this area a little better. That was just really weird. You get so lost out there. Alright, so what are we looking for here? Oh, I know where it is. It's up there. Yep. That's where it is. You can see this little thing sticking out on the map here. It's kind of like a finger. It's a chicken finger, maybe. It's more like chicken fries. Yeah, when I was eating with Onigiri Val, she got chicken fries, and I almost paid for them. And then it turned out she was going to pay for me, too, so it's like... But we were both too shy to do it. We were like the most adorable thing ever. Then I went back and sat with my friends. I should have told her she could sit down with us. I feel kind of bad now. So... Anyway, if you're watching Onigiri Val, you were fun to hang out with. Can't wait to do it again next year. So we got that Korok then. What is next on the itinerary here? There's more. Once again, I don't know if I can look at my map for myself and see that I haven't gotten these yet, and there's a diamond of rocks there. I want to check that out. I want to. Yep. Woof. Woof, woof. Woof, woof. Where are we going here? This is kind of like looking like Shadow of the Colossus a little bit right here. It's coming up along a cliffside, just going along. You could jump off anytime you wanted to, but if you did, you would regret it. It looks like something... This almost looks like Titan grabbed this with his hand, and these are like his fingers leaving imprints on the rock. Or something. That would be a pretty big-ass Titan. Bigger than the one in Final Fantasy 15, even. Speaking of Shadow of the Colossus, man, how about that new remake they're making of it? That's like the second remake now they've made of that game. It's awfully peculiar, isn't it? I just walked past it. Is that it down there? I think that looks like it. I don't want to jump down there because I don't want to have to climb all the way back up again. Ooh, wow. I already see what I need to do. This is why it's nice to get an overhead view on things before you approach them.
Rivali's gale is now ready.
Let's put this right there. Ah! How do you like my spatial awareness? Pretty good, huh? Alright. Enough about that. So from here, there's one more, actually. It's pretty close by. We just need to go east a little bit here, it looks like. Okay, I'm glad I checked this before I looked because it's a bottom of a wall. Sure enough. I would have used a bomb arrow for that. That would have been so epic, you know, on the way down, shoot with an arrow, and be like, BAM! You're dead. But nope. You got berries on your face. Alright. So that takes care of that, anyway. Alright, I really would like to get this... Well, I'm not going to get this shrine before the end of the video, am I? It's not going to happen. Well, I don't know. I can say that, but it's like a threat to myself. If I don't say it, I'm not reminding myself of what a failure I would be if I didn't do it. Did that make any sense? I don't know, maybe. Keep on going, baby. So Link doesn't give up, why should we? Even if you can't see the top of the cliff, just know that it's coming. See, it was right there. Like, there's this comic strip that shows, like, two guys digging. And one of them, they're both digging a tunnel, but it's showing, like, a side view, so you can see how far they were from the treasure, but they can't. And the second guy stops when he was, like, an inch away from it, because he had no way of knowing how close he was. And that's the thing about giving up, is you never know how close you were. So you have to keep going. What other choice do you have? Once you've invested a certain amount of time and energy into it, it's like... Well, I mean, there are times... I won't lie. I won't lie. Why do I say that? There are times when you do have to cut your losses sometimes. It's not to say that everything is worth sticking it out till the end, especially if you're not enjoying the process. Because that's ultimately, like, I mean, that's why we're here. You know, we're here to enjoy ourselves. And if you can't do that, then what's the bloody point, you know? Alright, so we're not even close to this one yet, but we will be before long. It's gonna be getting cold up here. You can see that snow. This looks like where that thunder target is, but I'm pretty sure it's not here. So you wouldn't be able to see this from the Tabantha stable, I know. You see the electric heath from here, though. Well, why did I waste a sword on you anyway? I didn't want to. Where's my spears at? Here, flame against lightning, what do you know? Fire against electric. Now you're fire electric heath. But your wings are still electric, so good for you for sticking to your electricness instead of selling out to whatever the first thing was that hit you. I mean, if you're selling out to protect yourself because somebody's hitting you, then okay, that's fine. I get that. How? Oh, we went past it. It's right, right about here-ish, I guess. Be right about there. It's gonna be down low, though, which is unfortunate. Because that means more Rivali's Gale's wasted. But also more bombable walls, hell yeah. Who knew there were so many bombable walls in this game, I tell you, man. It's funny how they put these two so close together, too. When did these Koroks start not looking at the screen? Like, seriously. I don't want to see what's behind your mask, I want that to stay mysterious, man. Alright. So then what's next? Oh, what's next is we climb the mountain, huh? Well, it's a good thing I have one whole Rivali's Gale left to do that with. Hey, wolves. Look what I can do that you can't. This! Like on Spaceballs when he asks the guy, what are you doing with that? And he says, this! And sprays him in the mouth with shaving cream. Or actually, he sprays him in the eyes first. And the guy's like, and then all of a sudden he opens his mouth, because you know he's going to do that. And the moment he opens his mouth, Lone Star starts putting shaving cream in there, too. There's just something funny about that. Like, how did he know he was going to open his mouth? What would he have done if the guy hadn't opened his mouth? Also, why didn't the guy open his mouth sooner? Like, wouldn't you just naturally scream with your mouth? I don't know. Why am I psychoanalyzing Spaceballs? I have no idea. We'll get that Swift Violet. We only needed one more for that last upgrade. Now it's getting cold! That's okay, though. So if there is a shrine up here, that means I have been here before. Just kind of unfortunate. And I'd like to think there were places I haven't been. There definitely are places that I haven't fully explored, though, and I think this would definitely be one of them, because there is no way, I mean, I remember saying before that there was... what are we gonna eat here? We'll eat that, and that. That's fine. Also, let's put on some protection so we're not losing hearts to that. Oh, that's the wrong one. I get those two confused, because they look exactly the same. It's because I dyed one of them red. Wow, this is like 2 levels of cold out here. Holy crap, dude. Alright then, here. You know, have at it, man. Cool Safina. The only problem is now we've given up our climbing gear for this, but fortunately, climbs are a little bit easier now. Doesn't take entire stamina wheels upon stamina wheels to get up these things anymore. Alright, so... I don't feel like I've ever been here. It's funny, because I know the truth is that I have to have been here if I have gotten all 120 shrines in this game before, so I know I've been here. It's just weird, like, it's weird that there's a snowy area down here. It's not supposed to snow in the south. That'd be like if it snowed in Texas. Oh, wait. Yeah, well. Hoop. And hoop. Oh, this is that place? You gotta be kidding me. This isn't that place, is it? Oh my god. Okay, I'm freaking out a little bit. You'll have to forgive me for that. I did not think that that was here. Oh man, I gotta see this view. Hang on a second. This might be like the highest point in the entire freaking world. Holy crap, look at this. There's your Korok for you. Bye-bye. Yeah, don't say bye to me. I ain't going nowhere. I'm gonna stand up here with you and check out the view. Now Satori is glowing again. There's... what even is that? Oh, that must be the mountain on the Great Plateau. That's the Great Plateau right there. There's Lake Hylia down there. There's the bridge. It's just so cool how you can see all this from here. It's amazing, man. It's a shrine we've already done there. I have no idea what shrine that is. Okay, so but there's a shrine here too. And I'm not sure if I have to unlock it or what I'm doing here. It should be off to the left a little bit here, or right. You also don't know your left from your right. We go left. I am not seeing it here. Unless it's like tucked away in here. What is up here? Please be something. Oh, I see something. I see something. Hang the crap on. Oh, I bet Cass is around here. He can probably tell us all about it. I don't have my TV turned up very high, though, so I may not hear him. I think I hear him. Anyway, he'll tell you what to do, basically. Pretty much. Exactly. But I think I kind of remember, though. We just have to hit this with a snowball. How are we going to do that exactly? Well, you roll him down the hill, of course. Or we can just read the notes. I can't believe this is blowing my mind that this is in the south. This is so not... It's along my findings concerning the shrine that sleeps on snowy Gerudo Peak. Discovery log day 1. I come to the Snowy Mountain and intend to find the ancient shrine that was written about in old text. The shrine slumbers near the pedestal of snowy Gerudo Peak. I wrote the pedestal mentioned the passage. Okay, cool. Day 7. It's been 7 days. Like the Sting song. That is such a weird song. Eating through your food provisions more quickly than you anticipated. On a brighter note, I found an explanation in the source text, maybe the key to this riddle. When the Snowy Mountain pedestal glows, cast a cold shadow onto its core. I've noticed a faint glow to the pedestal for a short while each day, but how to cast a cold shadow onto its core? It seems that it calls for further research. I need to take a drink, so I'm going to not read this out loud. Oh no. Well, whatever happened to this person? Secret of the Snowy Peaks? Are you okay? Are you in there? Wait a minute, that's the outside. I'm looking... I was inside the house. Jeez. What happened to this guy? Oh. I want to know, man. I want to know. Okay, well, here's the thing. Obviously, judging by the text, we need to wait for a very specific time to do this. It's another one of those where it only glows when a certain shadow is touching it. By shadow, I assume he means the shadow of that pedestal right over there. But there, I'm muttering my words again, sorry about that. So then probably what we need to do is throw a snowball from up there, and it'll gather snow on the way down, and then when it gets to the bottom, it hits the thing, and you're done. Unfortunately, that requires some heavy lifting, of which I am not the biggest fan. Link doesn't seem to mind it. But hey, that's Link for you. But that's Walt for you. Oh, thank goodness it's cold because I'm sweating up a ball storm out here. I don't know what a ball storm even is, but I just made that term up. Okay, I'm back. So as you can see, I actually made a fire out here out of the firewood that was inside of the cabin here. So I was a little mistaken about actually how you're supposed to do this. What you actually have to do is make a snowball. The shadow actually has to come from the snowball itself. And what will happen is around 4 p.m., so basically you just sit on the fire till noon. It's about the best you can do. Just take one of these snowballs and throw it around, and it gets bigger and bigger. You know, but I already have one made actually and set basically right in the spot where you want it to be, so that it will cast the shadow when 4 o'clock gets there. It'll start glowing right about now. Or now even. Or why not now? Or now. Or now. Or now. Or now. Oh, there it goes. No, well, I think the idea is that, like, maybe you're supposed to actually hit it with the snowball, because that would work too. That would actually technically cast the shadow on it. But you can also do this. Check this out. Let's see here. Right about there. Let's try that. That works. All you need is a shadow. I don't think it actually matters what makes the shadow. You can actually do it with just the Cryonis block, believe it or not. Pays to do a little research sometimes. Why not? We like to be informative here, after all. It's not all just about me. There is your shrine. Hey, man. Too bad this guy couldn't have... Well, I don't know. Maybe he got out before the cabin got destroyed. Maybe he's living out there somewhere. I don't know. Maybe he's the guy who's hunting or, like, trying to get into Gerudo Town as we speak. I don't know. It could be anybody, really. It could be that guy right there. And those flowers are for you. Ayya, Suma-sama, how about that? That's a blessing. Because of how hard the puzzle was to solve and everything. Moonlight Scimitar. Again with a moonlight crap. Hey, let's get rid of a moonlight scimitar. How about it? Besides, this one's better. Gonna attack up +6 on that bad boy. Who would have thought? Hiccup. I can't help but feel like some of these are slightly different. Like there's a slightly different amount of space in between the wall and the thing. This would be a good time to get the hiccups since we're about to stop the video here. So, nope. Sometimes if I like cough to... You know how sometimes when you have the hiccups and you feel like one's about to come but it just won't come? Well, if you cough on purpose, it almost always makes the hiccup come just after it, so like... No. So I don't have the hiccups after all. Well, that's actually a relief. Because I didn't feel like going in there and getting a spoonful of peanut butter. That's one of those things I wish I had discovered sooner in life. Is that the spoonful of peanut butter actually works on hiccups. I don't remember when exactly it was I discovered that, but it was like after 30, let's put it that way. More than a weapon, more than a weapon, it will slice through the monsters, more than a weapon. I cannot believe it. We're the ebony apple to blame. That's what it always sounded like he was saying there. The ebony apple to blame. Like, literally, that's what I hear. Well, what a beautiful day for an end of a video, huh? So next time, on Breath of the Wild, we'll probably finish exploring this mountain, see if there's any more Koroks we can get. You know what? No, we'll get that one tomorrow. Or Wednesday, whatever day it is. Also, Mr. Wolfie Wolf, I'm afraid you're going to have to go somewhere else. Or you want to be in the selfie with me? Is that what you want? Because I can do that. I mean, that's not a big deal. There it is. He's eating out of my hand. Oh my gosh, that's kind of cute.